Hello, dear viewers. Thank you so much for joining me today. Well, I do need to read on what Trump said about the Proud Boys during the first debate. How ridiculous was this? Stand back and stand by. Oh my gosh. Then we have Michael Cohen saying that, yes, Trump would definitely see this as his army and wants them to stand by. They're a white supremacist group. I don't know if they'd officially call themselves that, but that's what they're doing. They have so many associations, and there are many other far-right groups that are kind of like this too. And you know, they're really Second Amendment enthusiasts, ammunition enthusiasts, and you know, just the whole we're proud, liberals are this and that and the other. You know, it's just interesting. Okay, it's actually kind of horrifying that they have so much weaponry and ammunition. So, Spirit, first of all, was Trump knowing what he was saying? I got a feeling about that, but I've got to ask. Okay, 3 cards. The Tower, the 5 of Cups, and the Hermit. I feel like the Tower is him losing the election. I feel like he is, I feel like he knows what he's doing. I feel like he thinks that would be good to have just in case to be helpful. And we have the Hermit. You know what, you guys, this man has kept a copy of Hitler's speeches in his bedside table in the past. Maybe he still does. I almost feel like, you know, he tries to ask himself almost, like, what would leaders like that, like Hitler, like Mussolini, like what would charismatic dictators, autocrats, what would they do? I do think he does that. I think he does that. I really do. With that Hermit card. The 5 of Cups is loss, disappointment. He thought he would be doing better by now. The polls are not good to him. He thought Fox News would be more in his pocket instead of less. He sees some people sort of bailing on him right now, and that none of these are good signs. We have the Knight of Cups flipped out of the deck. He wants to manipulate. He wants us to talk about this. He wants everybody to be afraid. I really get the feeling there's no way he could pull off using this so-called army of these far-right extremists. Let's see. Does he really think he could pull that off? You know, to try to steal the election, essentially accomplish a coup. We have the Ace of Cups. There's a lot of dirt on that in the background there. We have the 2 of Swords. It's almost like he's saying, well, just in case, it'd be good to have them on my side. And the 8 of Cups leaving. It's like the decision would be, he does have some dirty schemes. He does with that Ace of Cups, sort of the dirt. You know, we just started getting that with the Mueller investigation. Like there's lots there asking what's there, what's in the background. We started getting that. So even though that's not the traditional meaning of that card, I still, you know, it's Spirit's shorthand to me to say there's a lot of dirt there. It's like he's thinking plan A and plan B. I leave peacefully, 8 of Cups, my leaving card, or I look at some, you know, I've asked some questions around, like what could I, you know, would this be possible? What would happen if someone did this? What would happen if someone did that? Yeah. Or is that possible? So it's sort of a just in case thing. I don't feel like he thinks he's going to do that. He's probably going to do that, but it's sort of a just in case. He loves that everybody's talking about it. He likes people to fear him. He likes to convince people he has that kind of power. That's what it is. He likes to convince people he has that kind of power. If he can get us all believing he's got that kind of power and sway, maybe he can grab that kind of power. That's what it is. Okay. The Eight of Swords, but he is confined. The Tower and the Sun. There's too much bright light of the sun. We do have a free press still. You know, it's been compromised here and there. Yes. Corporate owners, you know, not always a great idea. But yeah, even if losing with the Tower, he will be constrained. Eight of Swords. And there's too much light on it. No, he can't do this. No, he will not. He will not be able to try to use an army to effect a coup. Ten of Swords. No. In fact, any of those people who think that they're going to be there to fight as part of his army, this is what's going to happen. Betrayal. They're going to take the consequences. They're going to pay the consequences. Nothing like, you know, that's what's going to happen. Strength and the Six of Cups. So that's divine strength and protection there. There's some protection over us. And also the Republican senators have denounced the military is not in his pocket. And no, he could never do that. He could never pull it off. I have seen the possibility of more isolated attacks on protesters by these vigilantes. I have seen that increasing, very likely. So that I don't like. They talk about civil war, these people do. And I've asked this question before. But civil war, I don't see how. Six of Swords, no, it's more like we're going to be learning some difficult things gradually. And Ace of Swords and Ten of Coins. No, 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 no. The wealth that is in this country, the big businesses, they do not want to see that kind of disruption. No, they would, no. Stabilizing force, actually. I mean, not the way we want stabilization, but as a stabilizing force. And Ace of Swords. There's some truth, some secrets to come out about all this, though. So is the FBI, you know, they identify terrorists from these kinds of groups as the major threat for domestic terrorism in the U.S. They've identified that in reports. They've said it more than once. Are they investigating these groups? Spirit. Let's see. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. Yep, and we are going to hear about it. We've got the Magician. We've got the Ten of Wands. Hello, I'm back. I am sorry my video cut off. So I'll finish. I was asking Spirit, is the FBI investigating the Proud Boys and groups like that? Something about Patriots. There's all kinds of names. These far right gun-toting groups here. Yep. Yes. Oh my gosh. Now, I don't know if I had been holding these up when my video cut off just a few seconds ago or not, but it's so funny because these two are the same cards, right? That we've got the Wheel of Fortune, that where a lot of truth starts coming out, and that new era of truth. And the Magician manifesting it. Yes, they're investigating it. And yes, we will learn more about it. Ace of Wands. But we're going to learn about it this way. Like there was possibility of these groups doing this. They almost had the opportunity. Like they were looking for opportunities to assert themselves and yes, even create civil war, sure. But in some of their fantasies, not all of them, but, you know, because any group is involved with less extreme and more extreme members. But even the less extreme members are pretty extreme in these groups. So, Spirit, should we worry about this? Well, we have the Judgment card. Use clarity and good judgment, that's for sure. We have the Queen of Swords, thank goodness. Yeah, keep watching the press, keep pushing for clear communication about this. And Ace of Swords, there are more secrets yet to know. Yeah, so we should pay attention. We should pay attention and use good judgment, but I don't see that we should be worried. Would the military ever just do Trump's bidding against protesters in a way that we haven't seen already? You know, we already saw those sort of collection of federal agents, some from ICE, who did Trump's bidding, but I mean in a larger scale. Success, completion, we're going to see the end of this nonsense. 3 of Swords, but there'll still be, I see that, in 6 of Wands. Okay, I still see that with the, you know, there will be more attacks. There will be more attacks by these kinds of far-right groups. They're going to be enough to really concern people. And then all of a sudden, it'll all be done. And then all of a sudden, we'll be on a different path. That's what I just heard. Okay. Like all of a sudden, we'll be on a different path. So that must be with new leadership. That must be with new leadership. Yeah. Okay. So yes, in fact, it feels like we can't believe how far down the line we've gone with these crimes against democracy and a president who's always eroding the main tenets of democracy. But it will be almost disorienting how quickly that can actually change. Not to say that getting corruption in government is going to be quickly solved. You know, that is going to be an ongoing process. That's what I keep hearing. All right. Well, I thank you so much, Spirit. And I thank you all of you viewers. I know that we have to sort of kind of get together, and it is good to find a space where we're consulting with Spirit, we're consulting with our own intuition to kind of get us balanced again, you know, because these are attacks on our sense of safety. They really are. And this man in the White House obviously wants us obsessing about our own safety and what's he going to do next. And he just loves that. So, you know, so we do have to sort of get together and right ourselves, you know. So I thank you all for being part of this community who does that. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.